Hello everybody and welcome back. So we are working on having this effect. We are working on controlling the eyes so they are looking at the character like this. So yeah, but we are not here. We are in an empty scene and we are working currently. Our progress is currently this. So we have a gizmo and this gizmo has a target. And we have a dot. We have a forward direction of this game object. So if we rotate it like this, it goes like this. So now we should actually have it on the pivot, so then it's more accurate. So we can get the dot value between this. So it's going to be here, the dot value is 1, and here it's 0, and here it's like, yeah. When it's 45 degrees, it's like 0.7-ish or something. And when we have that value, we can determine how much the eye should look. So let's clean up this a bit. And we need to initially know the local transform on the eye, because when we get out of the bounds, we need to reset it to the default look direction. We're going to make it here. So for each eye in eyes, we're going to add default eye rotations, the local rotation. And it's important that it's the local rotation because we are working in local space. So here we are actually at the moment not working on the eyes, we are working on the transform, which means the gizmo. And we need to work on the eyes. So in order to do that, we need to make a for loop here. And we're going to have for each eye, we're going to make stuff. And let's change this one to cur eye. So no, we are not going to have it like that. I was thinking wrong. This is going to be eye look direction. And what we need to make a transform that we call eye. So we're going to fetch the eye in this loop. So here we have the eye. And what we want to do, this one we're going to call cur eye. So we know which one we're working on. So this cur eye, instead of measuring with the eye holder, the gizmo, we're going to do the eye instead. So now we know the true look direction from the eye to the target. And then we have the dot value. And now we're doing it correctly. So what's happening is that we are actually having a dot value between -1 to 1. So we need to clamp it between 0 and 1, which means whenever it goes -1, it stays at 0. So now we can remap it. So it always stay between, well, the default rotation and the lookout rotation. So the next thing we could do is to do the cur eye, because yeah, we fetched it and we have the cur eye and the local rotation. We're gonna make it quaternion, and we actually don't need this part. We can do lerp, and we're gonna take the default. Am I thinking right? Default eye rotation. Yeah, this is the way. So we're gonna, whenever, I'm gonna show you here. So whenever this one is here, this is gonna be 0. We have an error, so let's see. So let's see, gizmo. Okay, because we don't have anything here in the list, we need to populate it. So it's, we have 0 in the eyes, and we need to add eyes. So let's do that now. So we have one eye. We're going to have it here, do it a little bit smaller, like this. And we can go a little bit closer. Then I'm going to have one more And because we don't need to be, we don't need to be, it can be 3 eyes. It's not so important if it's 2 or 5. We will go with 3, so this is cool. So now we need to add these into the gizmo. So I'm going to lock it here. So now we can just multi-select and drag it to the list. So now we have 3 ones. So let's try it one more time. This is where we are. And whenever the target is 0, like here, so here you can see it's almost 0. Now it's negative, but we need to fix that. Why isn't that correct? Dot value, we haven't saved it. So I saved it now. So I saved it now, and whenever the dot value is 0, we're going to go to the default eye rotation, which it will look forward. Otherwise, it will look to the target. So if we try it again, so now when you see the eyes is looking forward. When we go like this, now it's looking towards the target. And here it's like 0.7, so it's kind of mixing between the default and the target. And so we have this kind of nice fall off. And when it's negative, it's 0, so that's nice. So I want this fall off to be a little bit longer. So when the target is here, I still want it to look. So you see here is a really fast fall off. So the way to do this, we can use it with an animation curve. And I'm going to do it as a public animation curve. And we're going to do like this. And I'm going to explain what's going on here. And if I do like this, and that's going to remove this for now. So if I do public animation curve, I'm creating one. And if we look inside Unity, you see here we have it. So it's kind of empty. So if we look here, we can set different curves. And so that's nice. Let's do, so this is like, if we do this is 1. But we're going to have a lot of eyes, and we're going to populate like hundreds of eyes maybe, or it depends on the set, of course. But so I want this to be at the default state that I really like. So if we go back here, and we can actually initialize some values to it. So here we do a keyframe, and here is the time, and here is the value. And this is some tangent, something. I'm not entirely sure what it does, so I won't say anything about it. But I think it's like, let's see, in tangent, out tangent. Okay, so this is out tangent, in tangent. But here we have the second keyframe, and this is time 0.2, and this is value 1. So the curve is really fast. So if we save this one and go back. And if we look at the gizmo now, you see nothing has really happened because we need to reset it, and we need to reset the whole script. And now you can see, now we have down here, we have 0, 0, and this one, as we put in the code, 0.2 and 1. So you have 1 over here. So this is really nice because now this is a really much quicker follow. So I'm going to just place the eyes one more time in the list, and the target we have here. And we just try it one more time. So now it's a much faster follow. So now see, it's not a faster follow yet because we just add it here, but we didn't add it down here. So we can just do it like that because this is debug. We don't need them to be here. So if we do animation curve dot evaluate. Then we do dot val. Now the dot val is between 0 and 1. And when the dot value is reaching 0, well, when the dot value is reaching 0.2, it will be remapped with this animation curve. And already then, at 0.2, it will be 1. So now, if we do this once again, you see, it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and really quick down here, it's doing the curve. So now we have a much nicer fall off. So that's nice. So let's see what's happening here. Really good. Yeah. And if we look in the scene, let's see. So we are actually calculating on the gizmo. And in a way, you could have this if you wanted. But actually, what I'm trying to say is that this draw line is not doing it from the eyes. It's doing from the eye holder. So what we need to do here is to do eye, well, cur eye. Then we will have the correct debug stuff going on. But the code itself, this is correct. I just eye holder. No, what's from here? Eye. Cur eye. So now this should be correct too. We can just verify it. So if we try it now, it might look nice and dandy and you look it like, oh, nice. It works perfect. Well, the problem is it's not, because the gizmo's rotation is 0, 0, 0. But when we turn it like this, we need to add them as a child. So now the eyes are a child of the gizmo. And I'm just going to show you. It works as expected. So this is super nice. But whenever we turn the gizmo, and we can do one more just to have some different testing scenarios like this. Now when we try it out, you see that it kind of works here. But here, you see here it doesn't at all do as expected. And here it's really looking backwards. So the thing is, when we are starting to work in local rotation, we need to address that in another way. So the problem is, here we do look rotation. But look rotation is target rotation. So the problem is that look rotation is not doing in the local space. It's only doing it in the world space. So let's break that one out. So we have it here. So now we kind of need to make this part to go into local space. And the way to do that, we take the target rotation, and we need we need to quaternion dot inverse. What we do with the inverse, we need to take the cur eye parent rotation and multiply it with the target rotation. So we could actually just do, we have it here, eye holder. We can do that instead, eye holder. So if we do the eye holder's rotation and then multiply it with the target rotation, which is the current eye local rotation, then we get the correct rotation. So let's try this one out. All right, press play and we do the target and voila. Look here, it's working. And now it's actually working perfect, isn't it? You see it looking correctly and yeah, it works perfect. So this is now the code is working, and let's go back here and see what we can do more. So there are some stuff that we haven't done. We can leave the update for now. We know that this part is working. And if we go back here and if we take the gizmo here, and actually I'm going to do like this. So we have this one here, right? So I'm going to do right click and create empty parent eyes group. And if I copy paste this one around, and we have it like this, and now if we play, you see when we are playing, we might only be focusing on the closest eye, but now the all eyes are calculating. We are moving around the target and working here. When we are here as a player, we're probably never going to see these eyes, depending on the setup, of course. But so this is a little bit, we don't need to calculate these eyes. So we're going to address that. So whenever we are here, we are only kind of going to work on these eyes and not on these eyes here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's not complicated. It's we can remove the eye groups, and let's see, we don't need everyone. So we have this one here, we have these three eyes, and actually we could just add a spear at the moment, so we make it a little bit more appealing to look at. So we can have it a little bit like this, maybe one more. So we have it like this. So this is our thing that we're going to work with, and we can, the gizmos, we can hide the gizmo at the moment. So we do the pivot. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So, and now actually, I'm going to stay with the gizmo for now, so I don't want to confuse. So we're going to make on this one, I'm going to unplug with a lock it. I'm not going to have it locked, so I confuse myself. So here, we're going to have a sphere collider. And you see it's down here. And I'm going to just recenter it and make it kind of big. So now you see, this is big. Well, it's got like 4 units in a radius. And now we're going to use this. Whenever this is going inside, so if we do like this, so whenever this one is going inside this round sphere collider, we're going to enable the script and then disable the script, so we are more efficient about it. And the way to do this is pretty easy actually. And so we have this stuff going on here. I can have it open if you want to see it maybe. We can have this one like this. We have more room. So we have this start function, and then we're going to use the trigger enter stuff. So what's important here that we is trigger. So we're going to make them a trigger. And in order to have a trigger be activated, we need to have on the target a rigid body. And we don't want to, we want it to be kinematic, which means that we control it like this. Otherwise, it will be controlled by its own physics. So here we're going to do void on trigger enter. And we're going to do like this. Actually, you see, this part is a little bit darker than this part. And it annoys me. So I'm just going to do public to make it more brighter. So if the other collider is a player, then we're going to enable this script. And if the void on trigger exit. And what we let's remove that one. Okay, good. So, but on trigger exit, if the other collider has the tag player, then we're going to loop over all the eyes to reset the default eye rotation. And then we're going to do enabled false. And by having it like this, now if we do some extra of these ones, and we do play, if you check out the target now, all of them are working, and this is not as we want it. So if we take all the gizmos and we take the script and disable it by default, now when we do it, it's not working. Wait. So we have this in the start, we do this default stuff. So we need to do that first. So after we've done that, we do enable false. So we will start with the script active, and then when we've done the start piece here, we're then gonna do it false. So back here in Unity, we're gonna set everyone to enabled, and then let's try it again. And this should work. Come on, why isn't it working? Okay, I'm gonna pause and solve this. And of course, I think I know what it is. So the target needs to have the tag player, as I told you. So if we try it again, now you see, it's only the closest one that's active. So we're kind of saving performance by doing this. Really good way to do it. Perfect. So now we can remove this target and we can enable the player. And we can have some more gizmos here. Let's yeah, just do some. Now we have more eyes, and we have the player here, and okay, so all these gizmos, they need a target. So I'm gonna go into the player and pick the head and put it in the target. And now when we play, you see all the closest one are activated. And you see they are looking. So I'm starting my control here to wait it working, and then I'm gonna run around. And here it is. So now you see the eyes are working. And if you look on the top, you see only a few ones are activated, and they are working as expected. This is great. So this is how you do it. So when you accomplish this, and yeah, then you can have so much more fun and do this kind of fun setup. Like this one, this is cool. So and yeah, and then I just have a script that initiate different material on these blobs. So we have some different ones. And if you want that script, and this scene as well and stuff, you can have it, find it on my Patreon site, where I will post these files so you can dive into it and check it out yourself. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the future tutorials.